Hi everyone, my name is Amy and I'm with Simply Elizabeth Crafts and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I am so excited to be with you today for the launch party for the Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog January to June of 2022. If you do not have a copy of this catalog, you need to get your hands on it and I will be more than happy to send you one if you're in the United States. Everything in this catalog I'm pretty much in love with. I typically do like the majority of the catalogs, but this one is definitely my jam. So another great thing about January and February is Stampin' Up! Does what is called Celebration. With Celebration, there are two categories. There's a $50 category and a $100 category. When you purchase $50 in products, there are items that you can pick for free. If you purchase $100 or more, there are products that you can purchase at that level as well. Again, if you need a catalog, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to get one for you. So today, I wanted to do a card with one of my favorite sets in the catalog. This is probably the first one that I picked to put into my cart. And it is this Gumball machine. It is called Gumball Greetings Bundle. And then so you've got dies that go along with it, which are gorgeous. Then you've got the stamp set. You also have these Gumball machine shaker domes. And then you have the frosted beads assortment, which are so cute. So we're going to make a little shaker card today. Let me show you what our project is going to look like. And I absolutely love these little gumballs. And the shaker domes are pretty thick, so obviously you can't mail this card, but you can put a lot in there and it'll stack up just like a regular gumball machine. So Stampin' Up! Did a great job with creating those domes. All right, let's get started. So we have a card base. Now this card base I cut to the normal size. And then here on the front flap, I cut off 3/4 of an inch so that we could put some designer series paper here on the inside and it gives it some contrast because the rainbow paper on the front needed, in my opinion, just a little bit less and something to kind of offset it so it wasn't so overpowering of our actual gumball machine. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach this DSP. This DSP is free with a $50 purchase. And it is called, I'm going to tell you what it's called real quick, Sunshine and Rainbows. Now this is 2 packs, so don't think you get all this. The total that you'll actually get in your packet is 48 sheets. But here are all your patterns. I'm just going to show you real quick. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've used this for a lot of swaps in the last month, so I had to open up more than 1 pack. And I will use probably even more than that through the whole 2 months that Stampin' Up! Has the celebration. Both sides of this paper are absolutely gorgeous. It is definitely very hard to pick which one to go with. All right, so I'm going to line up here in the corner my DSP. And then what I do to make sure that I get it even all the way around is I line it up in that corner. And then I follow that line there. And then when I let it go, it will 99.9% of the time fall flat to exactly where it needs to go. All right, let's go ahead and take our polka dot strip here. And I thought this kind of reminded me of gumballs, so that's why I went with the circles, the little polka dots. We're gonna put some adhesive on the back of that. Open it up, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to line it up in that corner. Then we're going to follow along on that edge of the cardstock. And there we go. There's a little bit here, so we're going to just trim that off. I'm going to grab my big scissors for that. And then I'm just going to cut right there. And apparently I need to get the glue off of those. They're kind of sticky. All right. So I'm going to give that a little bit more of a burnish again so that it'll lay flat. All right, now I'm going to set that aside. and we're gonna do some die cutting. So I've got lots of different pieces here. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up, here are both the stamp set and the dies. I'm gonna line up our little circle piece here. And you're gonna notice that there's a long and a short. We want the short to be up top. But I do wanna make sure that our top part of the machine will fit up above it, okay? So then I'm gonna line that up. I'm gonna take a piece of Post-it tape when I know that I've got it all even and straight. I'm just gonna stick that right on there, okay? All right, then on our Magenta Madness piece, we're gonna need to cut out several things. We're gonna need to cut out our top part. We're gonna need to cut out this piece right here. And then we're also gonna need to cut out this piece. Now this piece right here, we're gonna turn into a sticker. So we're gonna use the Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheets. And I'm gonna just put that at the top. So I'm gonna peel it back. And then I'm just gonna line up my cardstock. And I can't see very well, so I am like getting it all cattywampus. So we're gonna just cut this off right here. There we go. And I'm gonna start that over with you. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We're gonna take off that backing. I'm gonna stick my head a little bit further into the camera this time. And I'm gonna do it upside down so it's closer to me. So I'm gonna line that up, and then I'm just gonna lay it down like that. Okay, now that's better. And then we'll cut off that part of it. All right, so now we have our adhesive up here at the top. Then we also have a piece of Smoky Slate, and this Smoky Slate is going to die cut this piece right here, which is kind of where you stick your money into the machine. All right, so let's bring in our cutting machine. I'm gonna make sure I'm in the screen here. We're gonna line up as much as we possibly can. All right, so I'm gonna put my adhesive sheet up toward the top. Then I'm gonna stick on that piece right there. Then we need this piece, and we need that piece. I'm gonna scoot them over just a little bit, and actually I'm just gonna leave it like that. We'll cut the rest of it together. All right, so we'll run that through. The crackling is just fine. All right, we'll set all of that aside, and then we're gonna throw in our dome cutout, and then we're gonna put this over here. We should be able to get it just on there enough. Lay it down and run it through. All right. I'm gonna knock these off and then put this back together and get it out of our way. And sorry about the shaking. All right, we're gonna take this off. It's probably almost seen its last day, but we'll try to use it a couple more times, right? All right, I'm gonna put all these back on my magnetic sheet because I sure do not want to lose these pieces. And do note that there are some very tiny pieces in here. So just be careful when you get them that you don't throw those away, because they would be very easy to throw away. And then we're just gonna knock out all these pieces. And I'm gonna stick my finger right in there and it will come right out. All right. Now, let's work on putting it all together. Now, I will need to stamp our sentiment. And I am going to need one more piece of basic white. But I'll grab that in just a minute. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stick our shaker dome right on top. And we're going to take off the top adhesive backing. And again, you're going to notice you have a longer side and a shorter side. Your shorter side's going to go up. Then you're just going to kind of stick it down on there like that. Just want to make sure I get it pretty straight because you don't want it crooked whenever you put it on your card base. We're going to flip that over and we're going to put some of these pieces together. You have a little bit of a slot where your gumballs come out. That, when you put adhesive on the back, you want to make sure you don't cover that up. And before we put the adhesive there, we're going to take and put this on. We're going to line it up with the top from side to side. And make sure I'm not sticking to it. There we go. And that just adds some extra dimension to it. We're going to take this piece. We're going to put some dimensionals on it. We want to put 1, 2. We're going to do 4 just to be on the safe side. This is definitely not a card you mail. This is a card that you will need to hand deliver because of that dome. And then we're going to line this up. We want it to kind of be center and then just slightly over that part where the gumballs come out. Okay, just like that. All right, let's go ahead and put our shakers in here before we build it up. We're going to put in our little assortment of candy. These really do look like candies. And be generous. Don't be stingy on putting these in. All right. Then we're going to take the backing off, just like that. Then I'm going to put a piece of basic white cardstock on it. Obviously, this is just one that I had pre-cut. You can, this is like a normal card front layer, but because I forgot to cut a piece before I went live, or before I went onto the video. So what I'm just going to do though is I'm just going to line it up kind of up there at the top, give it some good pressure. Okay, and then there's your little shaker piece. Okay, we're going to just trim all of that off, and I'm going to grab a mini cutter to do that. We're just going to trim it like that, and then we'll turn it this way and trim it off of this side. Okay, and then it's not cutting there just because of that dome part, so I'm just going to use my scissors and cut it off. No big deal. And really, you can kind of stick it up underneath and cut it in just a little bit so that it's not showing. Okay, and it's still showing up there, so let's get underneath there. There we go. Perfect. All right. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit more forcible, right? Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is start building up all of this. So we're gonna stick our topper right up there. When we do that, we wanna put a dimensional. So I'm gonna actually cut the edge right here. Since it's a straight little tiny piece there, we'll do that. And then this is gonna sit up here on top. Okay, on this piece, we're gonna put a couple of dimensionals. Again, make sure you don't cover up that hole where they drop out. Oops, I'm going to put one more right here. Okay. And then we're going to stick this up underneath right here. All right, perfect. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to adhere this to my card front. So what I'm going to actually do is put liquid glue on the back of it, and that is how we will do it. I'm noticing this is sticking out just a little bit, so I'm just going to trim off that little top part so it's not sticking out. All right, grab my liquid glue. We will add right there. And then we're going to stick this as close to center as we can possibly get it. And then just press down on it for just a second. We're going to take some linen thread. We're going to tie a nice size bow. Linen thread is my favorite, probably ever. I hope they never get rid of linen thread. I use it for everything. On projects, I mean, I probably buy more linen thread than I do cardstock. So then we're going to take this bow and we're going to attach it right there. And I'm just going to grab a glue dot. I'm just putting it on my finger. And then I'm going to butt it up right next to the side of our machine. Lay that down. We're going to stamp our sentiment. Sorry, I'm trying to get all these little pieces out of the way. And when we stamp our sentiment, we're going to stamp it in Night of Navy. And our sentiment says, wishing you the sweetest day ever. We're going to give it some good ink on there. Then we're going to go right about here. We're going to stamp it, make sure it's straight. That is pretty good. Then we're going to take that little mini trimmer I had out a minute ago. And we're going to trim off that little speck there that I got. Then we're going to flip it around. And do the same thing right there. So now we've got our sentiment. We're going to put one dimensional right here on the side of our Smoky Slate piece. We're going to take adhesive, put it on the back of our sentiment like that. Then we're going to lay our sentiment over the bow and that dimensional. Okay? All right. Now, the last thing we need to add is what makes it just the cutest thing ever. So I've got these little pieces here that I pre-cut out. These are little gumballs. And we're going to stick them on these glue dots here. And I'm going to do 2 of each color. All right. And then let me do, oh, I did 3 of that. That's okay. We'll do those. All right, so now I'm going to take these off. Let me just do the granny apple green. We're going to take our scissors, kind of get up underneath that little flap. We're going to stick this gumball right up underneath it. Maybe. There we go. Oop. It's not wanting to, it's not wanting to work for me. All right, that's okay because we have an extra one. So let's do another one. It's stuck under there now. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna take a purple, which is Gorgeous Grape, and we're gonna stick it right there. And then we're gonna take another granny apple green. We'll stick it here. Let's stick that there, that one there, and that one there. Okay, All right. So that is our finished card. All right, I hope you enjoyed the project. I did want to tell you about two things actually really quick. I have a monthly class that is live. So in person, live, I guess you need to be in person, not really, anyway. So in person, and then it is also to go. Class is $20 or it is free with a purchase. If you purchase from my online store, $35 is minimum, and that is the actual products itself of $35. Does not include tax and shipping. And then you can have this kit shipped to you. I provide all the cardstock. And if there's things like this, I will cut those out for you, but obviously I do not do the stamping or the coloring for you. So this is my January class. It is on January the 8th. So if you're interested in that, there is a link for you to either purchase or to just pay for the class outright. Class is $20. You make 6 cards. The other thing is I have a monthly club. Club is $39 a month. After 6 months of being in club, you actually get $25 free in products. For the month of January, I am using the Eden's Garden bundle. And you have to have that bundle or something that's similar to it in order to create your projects. You'll make 4 cards. This is my favorite. So you'll make 4 cards. And then also, I have this little... you won't get the frame, obviously, but you will get the punch out of the flowers. And then in your kit, you get at least $20 worth of products. So for January, it will include all 3 of these bolts of ribbon. Plus, it will include this embellishments. And then it will also include half a pack of paper. So if you're interested in that, there is a link in order to purchase that kit. Again, it's $39, and I would love for you to join in to that crafting. I hope you guys enjoyed the project today, and I hope that you enjoy all the other projects that the demonstrators are doing today and enjoying that new beautiful catalog that you can now order from. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great day. See you later.